Have you ever been the one everyone leaned on until you couldn't stand anymore? Have you ever been so dependable, so responsible that your needs vanished, even to yourself? This is the story of how I walked away from the people I loved the most, and why I never went back. I was their daughter, their sister, their backup plan, their bank, but never their priority. 10 missed calls lit up my phone. Mom, Dad, my brother Brandon. Over and over. My phone buzzed like it was begging me to care. But I just sat there, frozen, on the edge of my sofa. My hand wouldn't reach for it. My heart wouldn't move. Because deep down I already knew they didn't want me. They wanted something from me. 6 months ago I walked out of their lives. Quietly. No fights. No breakdown. Just me, a faded duffel bag, and a decision I should have made years ago. Now they're desperate to pull me back. But they don't know what I just found out. My name is Diana Miller. I'm 28. I'm a financial analyst. I worked my way through Georgia State on a full scholarship while holding 2 part-time jobs. I didn't come from wealth. I didn't have a trust fund. I was the safety net for everyone else. For years, I was the one who paid the bills when my parents forgot. I covered Brandon's 4th fresh start when he lost another job. I bailed them out of overdrafts, credit card debt, medical bills. All of it. I thought I was doing the right thing. That being the strong one meant I had to carry them. But being strong doesn't mean being used. I started working at 16. Not for pocket money, but because I knew no one else would take care of me. While my classmates were going to movies and shopping, I was wiping tables, saving up for a second-hand laptop just to keep up in school. My parents never asked if I was okay. But when Brandon dropped out of art school for the 2nd time and said he needed a new laptop, my mom opened a new credit card like it was nothing. He's restarting his life, she said. Like that explained everything. Brandon was the golden child. The one with potential. When he failed, they hugged him. When he quit, they applauded his bravery. When he lost jobs, my dad defended him like he'd just returned from war. Me? I was invisible. I was expected to be flawless, reliable, quiet, the one who never needed anything. So I paid electric bills, insurance, Brandon's art classes, even the mortgage when my dad missed payments twice. I covered everything. I thought I was helping. I thought it was love. But what they called love felt a lot more like obligation. Over time, I sent them over $20,000. Quietly, willingly, sacrificially. But every time I came home, nothing changed. Brandon was still lounging on the couch gaming. Mom was still cooking his favorite meals. Dad was still telling the same story about Brandon winning a 5th grade art contest like it meant something. The one time, just once, I mentioned I was saving to buy my own place. Mom laughed. A girl buying a house alone? Aren't you worried what people will say? That night, something inside me cracked. Not from the insult, but from the realization. They'd never see me. Not really. The final straw came on a rainy Sunday. I drove 40 minutes with groceries. High-end, low-sodium, gluten-free. Everything Mom liked. I walked in. No greeting. Mom crossed her arms. What you're sending lately? It's not enough. I stood there stunned. Not enough. I'd been paying their mortgage for 2 years. Their bills. Their meds. Groceries. Even Brandon's latest projects. Thousands of dollars. Dad added, "You make good money, Diana. We're struggling." Then Brandon looked up from his game controller and said with a smirk, "What's wrong with sharing?" I snapped. "Sharing goes both ways, Brandon. All you do is take." That's when Mom called me disrespectful. Dad said I was being unfair. And then Mom delivered the final blow. "If it's such a burden, walk out. And don't come back." And so I did. I dropped the groceries on the floor, turned around, and walked straight into the rain. No one followed. No one called my name. And for the first time in my life I felt free. But freedom isn't a clean break. Comes with silence. With guilt. With endless questions. What happens when you stop being the lifeline? In the 6 months that followed, I built a life. Nothing grand. Tiny apartment. A second-hand couch. A crooked window that let the light in. But it was mine. And I slept. I breathed. I exhaled for the first time in years. But the calls didn't stop. Mom, the bank's warning us. Dad, we're about to lose the house. Brandon, you're letting us sink. I didn't respond until one message shattered everything. Dad, why haven't you paid the mortgage this month? My chest tightened. I had stopped paying the mortgage 6 months ago. Why was he talking like I hadn't? That night, I logged into the bank account I used to send the payments, just to be sure. And what I found made my stomach drop. The last official payment made to the mortgage was 8 months ago, 2 months before I left. But I'd sent them $3,000 after that. Where did the money go? I called the bank to confirm. The woman on the phone was gentle. Her words were clear. No payments since January. The account is in collections. They'd lied. They let me believe I was saving their home. Let me send money out of guilt and obligation while they used it for who knows what. I called them. Dad fumbled for words. Mom shouted, "You don't understand." Brandon accused me of abandoning them. But I wasn't angry. I was done. "I'm not your ATM," I said. "If you lose the house, that's not on me anymore." And I hung up. Then I turned off my phone. And I exhaled. This time it wasn't relief. It was peace. My apartment is small. The walls creak. But it's quiet. It's safe. It's mine. I'm not the perfect daughter. Maybe I never was. But I'm finally living for me. Do I still wonder if I went too far? Sometimes. Do I miss them? Sometimes. But then I remind myself, I carried them for over a decade. I paid. I worried. I showed up. I gave. And when I needed someone to catch me, they let me fall. If they fall now, it's not because I failed them. It's because they never tried to stand. Call to action. If you've ever carried the weight of a whole family, if you've ever been guilt into giving more than you had, if you've ever been called ungrateful for drawing boundaries, you're not alone. Tell me in the comments, have you ever been the backbone until your own broke? Have you ever said no and been punished for it? I want to hear your story, because someone out there needs to know they're not the only one. And if the story hit close to home, like, comment, share. Not for attention, but because sharing stories like these helps others find the strength to walk away from what's breaking them. Sometimes, the hardest decision you'll ever make is the one that finally sets you free.